Hi, this is Lorraine. And in this section, we're going to focus on how you can engage prospects and customers with your content. I think a lot of times people think of content as just the written word. It's not. It's both written content, images, and video. And we're going to talk about all of that in this course. Content actually falls in to your sales funnel here in the engagement stage. So, why do we start the course here? It's pretty simple. Without good content, none of the rest of your marketing works. Although you're going to bring people in through the funnel and use advertising and social media to drive people, if you don't have content that engages them, you got nothing to share. And so that's why we start this course with the content. What kind of content? At the heart of all of your marketing are the questions that your customers have. Why do they go to Google? Why do they go to the internet? It's to find answers to questions. So my question to you is, do you have the answers? There are four main types of questions: information, navigation, commercial investigation, and transaction. And in order to move people through your sales funnel, you need to be addressing all of these questions somewhere in your marketing and on your website. Informational questions are the first step in the buying process. It's when people are in that information gathering mode. Many of the searchers may never actually become customers, but by answering their questions, it will help you introduce your brand and company. Informational questions are the first questions someone has when they don't know what they don't know. For example, those questions might start with, "What is?" or "How do I?" The kind of content you want to have at this stage to answer their questions are general tips, ideas, suggestions, resources, tutorials, and how-to videos. It might be basic definitions, a glossary of terms, things that people need as they're beginning their search process. Next come the navigational questions. These are more likely questions that start with where is and who sells. And at this stage in the process, you want to make sure that you've got well-defined product listings on your site or service descriptions so people know what it is you sell and whether or not you do what they want you to do. And if you are selling products manufactured by a national brand, a recognized name, you want to make sure that you have those logos and descriptions of their products on your website. Power of information versus navigational questions. And one way to kind of look at the role that each of these play is actually to look at your Google My Business listing. And you can see direct, discovery, and branded. Direct are the people who are looking for you by name. Discovery are the people who are looking for companies that do what you do. And this is where those navigational questions become really important. And you will notice that, at least for this company, branded search is pretty small. This is when you carry products and services where people are looking for a brand name that isn't necessarily yours, but they find you. Your chart may not look like this. This is a carpet and flooring company. And so this was their image. But for a lot of businesses, you will see a certain number of people look for you by name, but a whole lot more look for you based on the description of what you do. And so those product listings and service descriptions are so important at this stage in the process. Commercial investigation. Here you're going to have questions like, which is better and what's the difference? And so the kind of content that you want to think about offering at this stage would be things that support the argument that your company is better. Reviews, testimonials, case studies, comparison blog posts. If you do this kind of a comparison, you want to be careful. You certainly want to give the appearance of it being a little bit unbiased. So you can't be all fabulous and your competitors all crappy. But if you give good information that describe why your product would be better in certain cases and other products in others, you're going to have a tremendous amount of legitimacy and credibility in the eyes of a reader. And if you can get someone else to do this comparison post and then share links to your website, that's even better. In the transactional category are questions like, what's the best price? Where can I buy? And very often that's followed by the words near me. And even when they don't use the words near me, that is implied, and Google will actually serve up websites that are geographically close to whoever's asking the questions. And maybe, how do I buy? At this stage, you want to make sure that your website, first off, has good geographic information so Google knows where you are. But if you have coupon sales, warranty, anything that would make it easier for someone to buy from you or encourage them to buy from you, you want to make sure you include that on your website. If you have finance programs, you want to include that, as well as next steps. Okay, you've done this. Now here's what you do next. Here's how we get the ball rolling. Here's what you can expect. And so the next part of this program really looks at, what are the questions? How do you find them? The first thing you need to do is you need to build your question list. Talk to your sales team. Ask them what questions they get answered more often. Look in your inbox. Go to Google and take advantage of some of these sites like Answer Socrates and Answer the Public. And when I say look in your inbox, what I mean is go through the emails that you get on a regular basis and the answers that you write to frequently asked questions for customers, and think how much easier it would be if you could simply send a link the next time someone asks that question. The cool thing about Google is that there are fabulous ideas hiding in plain sight. All you need to do is go to the search bar and start typing in your question. And for example, here we've got, what's the best home security system? When I typed in that question, Google gave me a list of all these other related questions. And as you look at Google, what you see is these little arrows. If I click on this, it'll open up and a whole new group of related questions will pop up. And so you can go down a rabbit hole and spend hours digging into all of these questions to find some that make sense for you. And I would write down a lot of them, and then you balance that against what you already know. Now that you know the questions, you have to figure out, does your website answer them? The first thing you want to do is go to your website and type in one of those questions right here in the search bar and see, does anything pop up that actually answers the question? If it does, great. If it doesn't, now you know the content you need to start creating. Where should you put those answers? Maybe in a blog post, on a frequently asked questions page, in social media, possibly shoot videos to answer those questions, and in your newsletter. You already know they're good questions. Now you got to answer them. One of the best places to put the answers to the questions is on an FAQ page. It's good for people and it's good for SEO. It saves time for customers when they're looking for information and for employees when they're trying to furnish information to customers. It helps you earn trust if you provide simple, accurate information. FAQs routinely contain the keywords people are looking for. And when Google finds that, they're more likely to link to that page and possibly display your answer in that first question pop-up section. It also optimizes your site for voice search. A good FAQ page, you need to keep this in mind. It should reflect your audience needs. It's not about you rewriting questions so that they kind of are more boasty and braggy. It really should reflect the audience needs. It should cover a wide range of topics. You need to keep it fresh, keep updating it, drive people to the page, and then from that page, connect deeper into your website for more info. Here's a brief answer, but if you really want the nuts and bolts, click here. So it's supported by longer blog posts elsewhere on the site, and it demonstrates your expertise. Keep it in question answer format. That makes it easy for people and search engines. Answer from a customer's perspective. Keep it short, link to those extra content, and avoid jargon. And also think about organizing the questions, not just in the order that you answered them, but cluster similar questions together. Make it easy for customers to find what they're looking for.